The Magic are crazy. After this win against the Wizards yesterday, this has officially sealed them as one of the greatest teams in the league, no doubt. The Magic have just completely been insane, and I want to talk about that. The Magic right now sit in second in the East, right behind the Celtics, as the best team in the league. They honestly have, well, as the third best team in the league, the second best team in the East. They have a 74% win percentage basically, and they're just amazing. They have a positive record at home, away, and I want to talk about the Magic this season. First, we can't talk about the Magic without talking about Paolo Banchero. Paulo Banchero is obviously their star, and he has been the greatest version of himself this season. He's been extremely good at being able to get the plays right, being able to make everything fluid, and also being able to be that guy who can really score and make plays for the Magic when they need it. He's not scared of taking the big shots. He's not scared of making the right plays. And honestly, what we've seen from him is just a guy who really can put it in the basket and can really make plays. Paulo in this season has averaged 20 points, 45% from three, 49% from the free throw line. Meanwhile, being able to pass the ball and move the ball around. Apart from them having an offensive system, Magic are one of these teams where they don't get their biggest props from scoring. Their biggest thing is defense. And that's mostly due to Jamal Mosley, which is their coach. Jamal Mosley is a coach which has instated a culture in Orlando. He's obviously not like most other NBA coaches. You could tell that he wants his respect, that he's not letting the players do everything, and that he wants to instill a mentality where the players have to be able to earn their minutes and be able to get the respect that they deserve by playing well. He's been present for all of their moments. I think he even was the person who made the draft pick for Paolo. And honestly, when it comes to the Magic, these coaches and these other systems have not been able to work for them. They've tried many different things, and especially last season, they tried a more fluid offense, and it didn't work, mostly because that's not how they were going to win a game. The Magic this season have been really a counterpunch team. They're more of a team which just can score with you, and they'll let you dictate the pace. All they'll do is make sure that you're not really scoring. Paolo yesterday against the Wizards had 28.7 assists, 13 rebounds. Meanwhile, Franz Wagner had 31 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. Most of this comes from the fact that they are two players, being the two stars of the team, which can get their points in, their rebounds and their assists in without affecting each other. Paolo is obviously the number one. There's no doubt about that. And Paolo's main focus most games is to score, to rebound, to defend, and to be able to make plays for his teammates. Meanwhile, also not falling behind and not getting a lot, like a terrible amount of turnovers. For Franz, really his thing is the fact that he can score like no other. This season, he's been scoring on 47% from the field. He's been getting 3 assists, and he's been averaging these 20 points. Meanwhile, also being a 6'10" small forward, right, who can put it in the basket, meanwhile also guarding other great small forwards, right? Then you go down in their depth chart, and you have more guys which this season have just been going crazy. First, you have Jalen Suggs, which has been really the surprise of this team, as last season people were saying cut him, trade him, he's not worth it, and now he started last game, and it's mostly due to the fact that he just plays with his heart. Jalen Suggs this season said that he's gonna ignore everything that happens with people, and he's just gonna play the way that he knows how to play. Because last season they were trying to make him into this conventional Tyrese Halliburton big point guard which can pass it around and make the offense, and that's not what he's good at. What Jalen Suggs is good at is going and getting his points in, getting his rebounds in, going, being a pest on defense. And on offense, all that work pays off. He's been able to hit his open shots and, he's been able to really be trusted with the ball. And this season, his jump and efficiency have been incredible. He's been able to really highlight himself as a player, which can actually do great things for this team, as he averages two steals per game. And if you watch the film, he's just out there going crazy, just completely wanting to rip the ball out of the offense's hands to make sure that his team wins the game. Another star player for this team has been Anthony Black, another big guard for this team. He's 6'7", he's big, he's young, he was drafted this year. And the best thing about him is that he's efficient. He's, had 46%. And when he gets the ball, he could really score, the way that he wants to. His last 10 games, he has dropped off a little bit, but I think that mostly has to do with the fact that he has been a player who is so young and gets put in a position where he's starting on this team, but also starting on the Magic is, not really a telltale sign that you're a big time player. And the reason why I say that is because the Magic play everybody. They don't play their entire team. They don't play the bottom 4 or 5 guys. But the guys who do play all get around 15 to 20 minutes of playtime. And that's me being a bit, conservative with it. Paolo and Franz obviously get 38 and 34 minutes. But then in last game, we got Goga Badatse with 24, Jalen Suggs with 27, Anthony Black with 23. Jonathan Isaac with 7, Mo Wagner with 23, Cole Anthony with 17, Joe Ingles with 25, Joe Harris with 22. They're all playing a lot of minutes, and that means that with this team being a starter, I think mostly has to do with your defensive upside than how you do on offense. Because if we're being honest, they have a lot of offensive guys. Another player which has just been going crazy this season, the other Wagner brother, and it's Mo Mortis, obviously, but Mo Wagner. Jesus Christ, he's been insane. He's just been basically their big man, and he's just like however you want it around the rim. He's 63% a field goal. If he gets fouled, he makes 82% of them, and he's just basically been on one this season, really being an amazing player, when he's given the opportunities. Then we have a guy like Joe Ingles, who just come in as the vet of this team, and I like him as the vet because Joe Ingles is a guy who's willing to play defense, willing to play the right way, and he's been hitting 38% from beyond the arc. But really, he's just there to be more of a guy who they can go to for championship experience, and a guy who's really been a player for them that has shown out this season. Apart from that, you have other guys, which I already mentioned when I was reading off the names. But their system just allows them to play naturally. But when we look at this team, the Orlando Magic are amazing. And the reason why starts on the defensive side of the ball. I know I've said this a lot, but a team that plays with their heart and plays with their minds and is able to really, put the defense first and just respond on offense is a team which is good. We've seen this before. The teams with a high defensive rating are normally likely to be good because on offense, the other team will dictate the pace and they'll just go with it. This is the things that happened with the Miami Heat, and the reason why they're able to beat teams like the Pacers. It happens with the Magic. And through Paolo Banchero, Jamal Mosley, and Franz Wagner, they've been able to just completely turn this season around. Jalen Suggs, defender, and Mo Wagner, just extremely effective. This team has been amazing, and honestly, they're one of the best teams in the league. and they're gonna be great this season if they just continue to play like this. Shout out to Jamal Mosley for getting them also a 9-game winning streak.